Hi, welcome to Teacher Talks. This is Natalie Kozelka, and today we will be talking about bias and perception. So, bias and perception plays into teaching because teachers nowadays teach to their own culture and background. For example, if a teacher brings in a book that they connect with, depending on who they are, if they're a female, they could bring in a book about a female protagonist. But that doesn't really reflect on their students. That reflects on their own personal beliefs and where they've come from. So it's a huge challenge in the classroom for teachers to understand that they have to think about their students first, and they have to understand where they come from, and what their communities are like. So how we can do this is getting to know our students. That would be the first step. Second would be getting rid of the model minority myth, believing that certain students are better than others because of being a certain race, or certain students are not as qualified to learn as others because they are a certain race or they come from a certain background. So you have to learn how to teach with equity and not equality, taking every student into consideration individually. So now we're going to have a professional in the field come in and talk about her experience with teaching and coming from the culture and background she is in. Okay, so right now we have Molly Triveline here in from her local high school. She's student teaching in the field right now. And so, Molly, can you tell us about your experience going into this school, from what background you came from, and how you would teach yourself to teaching your students without a bias and to their culture?
Hi. First of all, I just want to say how great it is to be on this podcast. I came from Warren Township High School, which is a suburban high school, one of the most diverse in the state. And it was pretty big. It was about 4,000 kids. The school I am student teaching at is pretty big also and has the same type of diversity. So one thing I really noticed, I have a 504 plan. I'm dyslexic, and some of my students have 504 plans, IEP plans, and just talking to them, I'm very open about my dyslexia, and because I'm obviously very successful. I have a college degree despite my learning disability, and there's a stigma that comes with learning disabilities that you're stupid or you need it like taught to you in a like dumb kind of way. And I was talking with one of my students because she came in after school. She said, I hate coming in after school to other teachers because they think just because I have dyslexia that like I need to be taught like a kindergartner. And I don't. Like, I appreciate the way you teach me, how it's like you still consider me smart. You just understand that the way I process things and getting things out is a little different. That's just one of the experience because I had that kind of culture within me, that I was dyslexic and I grew up kind of being seen as stupid, or people are like, how many fingers am I holding up? And I'm like, that's not how dyslexia works. It's kind of a bias that people come into, that just because you have an IEP or a 504 that you have to be stupid or you can't take honors classes, or AP classes, or challenging yourself in any kind of way.
So in this case, your bias and your culture from where you came from helped you in your student teaching.
Right, yeah. And yeah, other things I've noticed is because I'm younger, the students identify with me more versus like an older student. One thing that I noticed that students reacted when I first started teaching, some of the Hispanic men tended to not take my authority as serious when I first started teaching. Yeah, and when I was talking to my CT, my cooperating teacher, he mentioned that it might be a lot of my being a white teacher, and he said that really affects the school culture, it being one third African American, one third Hispanic, and one third white, that a lot of the time they're unwilling to learn from somebody of an opposite race.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming in and interviewing with me today. This is Teacher Talks. Natalie Kozelka signing off.